Hi boys and girls, this week we're going to learn about Paul Klee. It's pronounced Clay even though the spelling is K-L-E-E. All right, so this week we're going to learn about Castle in the Sun, which we watched the video first. And we're going to actually do monoprinting over a design that we create with block colors. So what we do is we first are going to design a castle. It could be asymmetrical or symmetrical. Symmetrical means that what's on one side, this side is exactly the same as the other, like in this cat drawing I'm doing with the younger grades. This is asymmetrical, meaning that one side is not exactly the same as the other. You can see how this is different, okay? So you could make your castle symmetrical or asymmetrical. Step one is you're going to need 2 sheets of paper. You need the thicker paper, boys and girls. Here's another castle I did with a print. All right, so you need your thicker paper first of all, and you also need a sheet of thinner paper, okay? All right, now remember, we're using the 9x12 paper. So in this case, we're only using paper that is about a little longer than your hand on the short side and about the length of your forearm on the other side. You could also even fold this paper in half and make this smaller this week so you can get all your details in. All right, so here we go. As you can see from the video, my son Lincoln should be here too to help with the video recordings. You can see here that we have some shapes, basic shapes. We have the arc, okay, keep the camera still. We have the rectangle, we have a triangle, we have circles, we have semicircles, and we have squares, okay? A square is a unique rectangle. Rectangles only have two sides are equal, but a square has all of its sides are equal to each other, the same measurement all the way around. All right, so we're gonna start off first by adding color to a piece of thick paper. So you're gonna take your thick paper. You can do a combination like I did here, where I did all cool colors. You could do one with all warm colors, or you could do a combination. Paul Klee did a lot with color, and he created like a mood or feeling. Here, let's keep this straight, Spuddy. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go in with the cool colors today, and I'm just going to go from the center. I'm going to just go in with my marker, and I'm gonna just do colors in groups or that are overlapping. So I'm gonna do, for balance, I'm going to have some green here, some green over here, and I'm just kind of doing it in a pattern of overlapping color. So again, I'm using the side of my marker to get in this color. And over here. Now, if you don't have markers, you could do this with crayon. That's an option too. So crayon is another option that you could use. I'm gonna do some blue. Some of my markers are kind of drying out, even though these are new markers. And let me come over here. You can make it more evenly like this, where I did even squares if you want to, or you could do a blending like I'm doing here. It's up to you what you want to do. I'm gonna make that blue come down, and I'm gonna put some dark green in here. Ooh, that's a better green. And maybe a little bit of purple. And a little bit more green. So I'm just doing patches of color on my design, but you, again, could make yours even, rectangles or squares. It's up to you what you want to do. Ooh, that's a dark purple. And let me do a little more purple here. And what's going to happen is I'm going to trim my paper when I'm done, so you won't see all of this. All right, so now that I have my color, I could continue making the pattern down here, but to save time, I'm going to move on. So you're going to take your paper and put it to the side. That's your background paper. You're going to take your thin copy paper at this point, your thin copy paper. And we're keeping in mind that concept of symmetrical versus asymmetrical. Whoops, okay. All right, so we have the arch, we have rectangles, we have triangles, circles, semicircles, and squares that we can put in with our drawing. So I'm gonna draw with a pencil. I can use a ruler if I want to. You don't necessarily have to. And I'm gonna start off here just making some straight lines. I could even make them the thickness of the ruler. And I'm gonna come over and maybe I'll make this one symmetrical, meaning that what's on one side is what you see on the other side for my castle. And I could make some more towers behind it that are a little bit shorter. Oops, hopefully this is an even video here. Okay, and I'm gonna make some triangle tops on my castle. Okay, I'm gonna put a sun in my picture. And I could make some of those tops have triangular tops. I could go in and just have a lot of fun. There's an image I will show you in class of Paul Klee's Castle in the Sun, which you can see in the assignment, where he uses these skinny rectangles. He makes even squares in groupings, okay? And he'll even like divide a rectangle into triangles. So that's another option you could do too. If you don't have a ruler, you can do this freehand, the best that you can, all right? I'm gonna make this a big rectangle here and with triangles in it. And this side, I'm gonna make it all little squares or rectangles. And on this side, I'll do something different. I'm gonna make some squares and some rectangles and some triangles. There we go. Maybe I'll make a triangle out of this one and I can put a rectangle here. You can have a lot of fun creating your geometric shapes. Okay, and then what I can do is I can put an arch in, which is a lot of fun to do. I'm gonna make a giant arch here. So mine is symmetrical, but it's asymmetrical too. Its basic outer shape is symmetrical for the most part, but my design is a little bit asymmetrical. And I'm gonna put like a little tower here coming down from my arch. And I'll make this simple, but I'll make this more detailed. Okay. So once you've done that and you've created your design, what you're gonna do is you're gonna flip your paper over and you're actually gonna take black oil pastel, okay? Now, if you don't have black oil pastel, you can actually use black crayon for this. Black crayon will also work. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna color pretty smoothly over your design. So you're gonna go over your design and wherever the lines were, you're gonna wanna put in black, okay? This is called monoprinting. This is something that Paul Klee did not do, but I just thought it'd be fun to introduce monoprinting with you with a theme to it, relating to printmaking. Printmaking is a lot of fun to do. We can do some more printmaking as the year goes on as well if you really like this. There's a lot of different kinds of printmaking we can do from home. All right, so now I put in the black behind it. So I'm gonna take my paper where I had added the color. Make sure you've added color the whole way. I didn't, but you will. And I'm gonna lay down the black side down over the color. And what's gonna happen is as I go and draw again my design, it's going to rub onto my print. The secret here is that you wanna press hard. So you're gonna take your time and go slow, okay? Taking your time, I'm gonna go back over all my lines that I drew. You could even do this with a pen if you wanted to. So that way you know if you have a regular pen, not a marker though. Markers would not be hard enough. You wanna press hard into the black. And I'm gonna go back over all of my lines that I already drew with pencil. I'm gonna go back over them again. And when I do this, it's going to create my image. See, I made my image very detailed, so that might be a mistake. But anyway, in the end, when I go to lift up my art, which I'll show you in just a moment here, when I go to lift up my art, you'll go much slower than me because I'm trying to make this video under so many minutes. But basically what's gonna happen is by going slow, taking your time and pressing hard, you will then create a mono print. Mono meaning one. You can only make one time this print exactly like this, okay? There's a lot of types of mono printing you can do. You can do it on a piece of plexiglass. with different types of paint. If you have paint in your house, usually acrylic paint works best for this. What else could you do? I'm gonna make my circle. There's lots of other things we could add. I'm just gonna add a few more details. Even though I didn't draw it, I wanna just make that a little more interesting and intricate. And I'm gonna make a little triangle here and here. Okay, now when I lift it up, you'll see my monoprint. Look at that, isn't that cool? Castle in the Sun. So we made a print, all right. I hope you enjoyed monoprinting and Castle in the Sun. Or it could be Castle in the Moon. All right, have a great day, guys, bye.